There we go. It popped up finally on the YouTube. And we'll see if we get audio. There we go. It popped up finally on the YouTube. We do have audio, so I can mute that. Not for you though, just for me, so it doesn't create an endless loop. Me saying it here and it going through the internet, then coming out of my other TV that I have, that I'm using for monitoring. Alrighty. Hopefully I won't be doing too much coughing tonight with the post-pandy cough. Oh, we got 3 minutes, probably like 2.5, something like that, and then we'll get going. Let's see, is there anything going on? Not really. Saving the voice for the show, which will happen in about 1.5 minutes. Just waiting for the hour, so we can start right on the hour. Got my crinkly water bottle here. You're welcome. This is I have my webcam light off tonight. This is just from my screen in front of me that will have the web pages that we'll be looking at, and my other TV is right there, and that's showing the YouTube feed. So it's just the light from both of those, but that seems to be lighting me just fine. I don't need that much lighting, definitely. All right, just 6:59, so we're in Central Time here, and so we will get going. Hope I didn't jinx it by talking about not coughing. Get a little more agua. I do have the miraculous throat spray. The Equate, the Walmart brand equivalent of Chloroseptic. I have some of that. Alrighty, it's 7 o'clock, so let's get going. Live from Cabot, Arkansas, it's Ramsey Coach with Coach Steve Money. That's what it is. Number 47. It's November 25th, 2023, and let's get going. I have my links in the chat. Also, they are in the video description below. And also, I'm going to tell them to you right now. I am Coach Steve Money. I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. And you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation / assessment with me if you got money problems or you just want to make sure you're on the right track. You can do that at calendly.com / Coach Steve Money. Again, links in the chat and in the video description below. And that appointment is done via video conferencing. So you can be anywhere in the world and you still have access to that free appointment. How about that? You can email about coaching or anything else on my YouTube channel, like Oak Island, like video games. I'll be playing a little bit later on today. I'll be playing more Deliver Us Mars, and that's a pretty cool game. And I'll be streaming a little bit more later on. I do stream video games every so often. And that one is free from Epic Games. That's good financial advice. Where was I? Lost my place. Channel donations can go to paypal.me/CoachSteveMoney. Get at me on the gram at Coach Steve Money. Of course, this YouTube channel is youtube.com/CoachSteveMoney. Alrighty, get rid of that. Go to the website, and before I leave my page, let's go down. Oh, that's not what we want to do. We want to go to home. I'm going to go down past the Ramsey Coach, which is this show, and do the music. That's Lifestyle Creep. Instead be a weirdo. And the Baby Steppin' song. Oh, how's it go? Kid college, cost, build wealth. We're Baby Steppin' is to Dua Lipa's Levitating. Where were we in recap? The Jade Warshaw song. That's Dead Fought, Warshaw, and Warshaw won. Dead Fought, Warshaw, and Warshaw won. And I guess that's why we all watch Rachel Cruz for good advice that she learned in her youth. And that's me reacting to John Deloney's reaction to the John Deloney song. And of course, the John Deloney song is, ooh, he's got 2 PhDs, 2 more than me. Plus, he's got some other certs, John Deloney. And the original Baby Steps song was, if you want to have financial peace, then you should do the baby steps. So give those a listen if you would like. Ramsey Show After Show is, there are 2 coming up in December. That will be December 7th and the 19th. Alrighty, so let's get into it. Basically, the Ramsey advice is follow the baby steps. And these are the baby steps. And it never changes. You're either doing them or you decide to not do them. If there is some kind of emergency or something, you stop doing them, you pause the baby steps, and you just pile up cash for said emergency. Then when emergency's over, hopefully you have some of that cash left over, and then you can apply it to whatever baby step you're on. That is also a question often. What should I do with this money? I just got this much money. I just got this much money. I just got this inheritance. What should I do with it? Well, you apply it to whatever baby step you're on. Step 1, 2, and 3, you do them in order separately. So step 1, you save $1,000 for your start emergency fund. And once you've done that, then you go and you pay off all your debt. Except the house, using the debt snowball, and that is smallest to largest amount of each debt. Not the smallest to largest minimum payment, not any other thing you're thinking of, but just the amount of debt. Say you owe $10 to your mom, you would pay that off first before going on to something else like $100 to credit card A, that kind of thing, and you would pay that off before your student loans of several tens of thousands of dollars, hopefully not hundreds of thousands of dollars. The biggest amount of debt is saved for last. And the reason is because that way you get small wins early, and that gives you more motivation. Then once you have paid off all non-house debt, then you save 3 to 6 months of expenses. You don't save any more than the $1,000 until step 3. And then you save 3 to 6 months of your personal expenses, and the 3 to 6 months can be whatever you choose. whatever helps you sleep at night. If it's better for you to have 6 months, if you sleep better at night, fine, do that. Especially if you're single and you have no life or job drama at all, 3 months emergency fund is fine. Because yes, you can get a job in 3 months if you lose your job, that kind of thing. So once you have that done, then it's time to do steps 4, 5, and 6 if they apply. 4 always applies. 5 may not apply, and 6 may not apply. Because you may not have children, or they could be grown already. And you could decide to be a lifelong renter. It does happen. Dave does suggest home ownership. That can help out in retirement, because then you don't have to pay for a place to live. So it's step 4, invest 15% of your gross household income into retirement, and you don't invest more than 15% before you pay your house off early. And then once you pay your house off, then you can invest as much as you want, because you'll be in step 7. In step 7, you can do whatever you want except go into a lower baby step. Step 5, if you have kids and want to help them, if both of those things are true, then you do step 5. You save for your kids' college fund, and that can be just a little bit a month, and it has to be, doesn't have to be that much, especially if they're very young, because you got plenty of time. And then you can ramp it up more once you get the house paid off, for example. Then you can put more in the college fund if you can get that paid off before they have to go to college. And of course, pay your home off early. And so you do want to do that. 15-year fixed. Shouldn't be any more than a 15-year fixed. People say, oh, well, a 30-year mortgage will give us more leeway. Yeah, leeway is what gets people in trouble. Leeway is what you did before you started following Dave's advice. And so most people, studies have been done, most people, even the people that say, oh, I'm going to pay the 30 like it's a 15, that doesn't end up happening just because you don't have to. And so that's why you should only get a 15-year mortgage, or smaller, lower, lesser amount. 10-year is fine if somebody will give it to you. I don't know if they'd make those or not. And step 7, build wealth and give, and that takes you throughout the rest of your life. Because build wealth, that's still step 4, that's eternal. If even in retirement, if you don't need all of your money to live on, then you can invest it, and then you can have more to leave to your heirs or a worthy cause. So that's baby steps, and so I'll leave this tab up, and we'll come back to those if some of the questions refer to them, which no doubtly they often will. Alrighty, so we go to, oh, it's new, I think, yeah, that's a new picture. It's I think old picture of Dave, but that's a new picture on here. And the money up here on the wallpaper, that's new since last week. And we go to reddit.com/r/Dave Ramsey, and then we sort by new, and then we read and we answer and comment. Fun times. All right, the first one is from Foo_909, struggling to stay motivated. That can happen. Finances, 8K emergency fund, 0 debt except mortgage, 156K left at 3% fixed, valued at 205 plus. No retirement. Beep, beep, be doo. I have that ready to go. There we go. Alrighty. What up, Anon? How is life and stuff? Struggling, where are we at? No retirement. 37 years old, married, 3 kids. Finally got my income to back what it was 5 years ago after a furlough, changing careers, going back to school. 70K or so. Okay. Had a pretty hefty amount of 401k at a previous employer, but had to pull it to pay back child support forever ago and never started saving. Excuse me, again for retirement. Wanting to save 15k for emergency fund, which would realistically be well above a 6. Then start my 3. Yikes. I haven't even been talking that long. Was hoping I wouldn't cough. There we go. Let's see if the magic juice will fix it. Then started my 3% match 401k, maxing out a Roth IRA after. Yeah, you shouldn't have put it off. I understand you got to get in the position, but you don't want to have well above a 6 months. 6 months is the maximum secure emergency fund is what it's called that you should have. It says save 3 to 6 months of expenses. Oh, and save a little bit higher above that instead of investing first. No, it doesn't say that. It says 6 months max. So, and that's what you do, especially since you don't have any. You're 37 though. So, I mean, you still got a good 23 years if you retire at 60. So if you retire at 65, what is that? No. Let me do my math here. So 30 years, yeah, 30 years would be 67. Okay. So yeah, so you got a good 30 years in the market. So that should be fine. You just got to make sure you start doing that. And it should be 15% of your gross income. And so if you're spending more money on stuff, stop spending money on stuff and put that 15% to the investing. So yeah. So I mean, you can have as if it makes you feel better to have a 6 month emergency fund. If 8K that you have right now, if that's not 6 months, I mean 3 months of expenses, finish that off, and then do that. But don't know what it is that, I mean, some people have a security gland, an extra security gland built into their bodies where they just want to have more cash on hand, even though they don't have any retirement. And so I'm gonna say when in doubt, follow the baby steps. And like I said, it does not say and save a little bit more just because you want to. It doesn't say that there. 6 months of expenses are the max, and that's actual expenses too. That doesn't mean your monthly expenses, including your investing, including including anything that's not necessary that you can cut out in an emergency situation. So it's not all inclusive for that, but I know a lot of people count that as well, though. Alrighty, acceptable _word 3404. Oh, let's see if A9 post Rona sprays Lysol. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't had any symptoms. I don't have anything. I think I got rid of the pandy very quickly a couple of weeks ago. Now I think 3 weeks ago, but just the cough has maintained. Maybe it was all that singing I did earlier. Perhaps I shouldn't have sung. Perhaps I should have just said, "Hey, listen to these songs," without singing any of them. Acceptable word 3404, favorite. I just noticed that when I mark a category as a favorite, it shows up twice. Is that in every dollar? I don't know much about that. I tried it, didn't like it. I went back to my spreadsheet, Google Sheets, free. It shows up under favorites, which is the top of my feed, and also shows up in the categories down below. Is this correct, or am I doing something wrong? I don't know. I would assume that means every dollar. I don't think it means here on the Reddit, but I don't know anything about that. BeachMX, everything including the house. Oh, excellent. Oh, How about that? Took 10 years, beans and rice. It feels awesome. $225K a year and no payments. Freedom! Don't give up. It's so worth it. It absolutely is. All right. Excellent. All right. Big Tech Droid. How much is acceptable to invest in single stocks? Dave says a very small part of your world, if you just like if you just want to dabble in them and so forth. So let's say invest only in this S&P 500, but lately I put a small amount on a single stock that I'm interested in and I think will do well. I know most people who try to beat the stock market end up failing, correct? But is there a safe amount percentage-wise I can stake on these companies without it being detrimental to my overall investing? Yeah. Dave says, don't put more on it than you would be comfortable going out and burning in your backyard. That's the kind of stuff for this fringe investing, where it's very, very risky, and like you said, you try to beat the stock market, end up failing. Right. The way to beat it is with mutual funds. And you said you invest only in S&P 500. You're leaving money on the table because 40% of managed funds beat the index, and so you can find better funds. Just got to look for them. And so that would be more worthwhile than trying to find a single stock that you think will be good. Alrighty, Super Cod 4336. That's all kind of fish. What do you think Dave would say about someone pursuing a more fulfilling field? That's fine. You have to take care of your financial requirements. So, for example, you don't take out student loans to get education to do that. You would have to cash flow that if you needed education to go into another field. Currently, I have a really good job as a data analyst. Don't like data analyzing, huh? I'm actually in the process of enlisting in the military to hopefully be a linguist and get the GI Bill to do something else. That's great. GI Bill will pay for the education to do that. Great. Bioinformatics, SLP, genetic counseling, or just staying in data. Nothing's wrong with any of that. Everything you just said is fine. The one that sticks out to me most is speech therapy. The only problem is it pays the absolute least of the options I listed. Well, if you can live under that salary and you live in a area that doesn't have a high cost of living that exceeds that salary, then knock yourself out. The problem is when you get people that want to stay making a small amount of money, but they want to live in a high cost of living area. That's where you run into problems. That is limits you're putting on yourself, parameters you're putting on yourself that can hurt you. Leia Lama. Baby step 2 flare. Feels never ending. Husband 35M and I 34F. Officially started the baby steps in August of this year. Excellent. So far we have saved our $1,000 emergency fund. Pays off a small medical bill, $366. Our vehicle, $2,500. And have paid most of our first credit card off. $1,100. $800 left to pay. Okay, well, you did it wrong because you should have done the first credit card before $1,100 comes before $2,500 in the smallest to largest, so you're doing it wrong. We still have personal loan. Okay, the rest of these are in order. So you're good on that, but that one, playing the vehicle off first, was out of order. Our monthly income bring home is usually anywhere from $5,400 to $6,400, depending on how many extra hours we are able to pick up. Okay. It really does feel so much better to, yeah. Basically nothing in retirement. You can address that. You can put money into retirement instead of paying off debt once you get your debt paid off and your full emergency fund saved. Seems so unattainable now. Well, you just, if there's anything else you can cut, you can cut. Check your budget again. Cut, work more, spend less, always. Sell stuff you're not using regularly. Oh, I forgot to go back to the stream so I could see the chat. Okay. Disheartening that I'm coughing this much. Sorry. Active replacement 46, debt free. So we were working towards debt free. Then what happened? A nice inheritance, and we are officially debt free. Oh, great! No mortgage, no credit cards, no car notes, no nothing. We have a boot, 180 in cash, just sitting in savings. That is not where it goes. Will be the best place to park at least 100K of that to get the best return. So I guess you'd be on step 7. The market would be the best return. Now you do have to have 5 years before you will need the money. If you want to keep it liquid, then you're looking at a high yield savings account instead, which is going to be about 5% or so at the moment. Otherwise, you can get the what the market will bring, S&P 500. If you're still like saving that for a purchase, S&P 500 averages 10 to 11% each year. So that would be the way to go. And that's what Dave puts his real estate money in. When he is just saving cash to buy real estate, that's what he has it in, S&P 500 index fund. He doesn't recommend that for retirement. He recommends managed mutual funds because they can make more than the index. That's from Ignis 184. Advice for when family friends spend more. If they jumped off of a bridge, would you do that too? So you just don't do it. You don't jump off the bridge too. You don't spend more too. Relatively young, I've come to realize I spend notably less than my parent. Great. Get to have fun too. I'm debt free and have emergency fund. Great. Currently saving for a house and give 10%. You're doing it all fine. They're the ones that are doing it wrong. Yeah, then I am, and it's causing some stress. Why? They don't get a vote in what you do, and you don't have to. Often involve more expensive activities than I would usually partake in. Yeah, you just can't partake in that. That's fine. You just say, I don't want to spend money on that. What's wrong with that? Why can't you say that? But where it's really difficult is with my family. They're good and generous people, just bigger spenders, right? If I try to keep up, I feel strained. Yeah, don't do that. You know that's wrong to do. If, however, I propose lower cost activities, they do not enjoy themselves, well, you can't do activities with them as much. Sometimes they offer to pay for me to participate in the more expensive ones. Yeah, I wouldn't do that either. There are people who need their gifts far more than I do. Yeah, I wouldn't do that either. I would either pay for yourself. I would, maybe do like 1 out of every 4 or something like that. If you want to still do some expensive events with them. So you get to budget whatever you want. You're on step 7, right? Yeah. Debt free. Oh, currently saving for a house. So, but that's the problem. You need to say, do I want to spend the money on this or do I want to have a house faster? So that's up to you. You got to decide what's more important to you. If you care about what they think more than you, or you want to do stuff with them more than you want to get a house faster, then you get to do it. It's your budget. You get to put anything in your budget you want to. I worry I come across as cheap. It doesn't matter what people think. It doesn't matter what they think. Sounds like I'm scrounging for freebies. Yeah, and so that's why I wouldn't have anybody else pay for it. If you want to do something, put it in your budget, and don't do everything that everybody else does. So you can't go with them all the time. I don't know for sure, but I think this happens though because our income levels are now similar. I have had much less time to build wealth than they have, grad school, and live in a much higher cost of living area. Yeah, so what can you do? You have to take care of your needs first. I'm not shy about sharing details, but I don't know how to justify my spending choices without going through my budget line by line. You can go through it. If they want to hear it, you can certainly go through it. And you can just say, I would rather have a house faster than do this expensive thing with you. That's all you got to do. So I'm not sure that would convince them. It doesn't matter. They don't get a vote. They don't get a vote. That I can or can't do any given thing. Sure, you can do a lot of stuff, but you choose not to. Yeah, I just have to not to spend or save on something else, right? And if we're doing so as if I'm buying them off. They mean well and want me to be happy. If they want you to be happy, they will respect your choices. Any pearls on how to handle social friction around money with grace and charity? Yeah, you say, I'm choosing not to do that because I want to get a house faster. Or I'm choosing not to do that because I'm going to spend money on this instead. And so I can spend money and do money activities with you sometimes, but I'm not going to do it every time because I don't have that much extra in my discretionary spending. Availability. So there you go. I mean, that comes up on the Ramsey show a lot, where it's like, well, these people will think it doesn't matter what they think. It doesn't matter what they think. They don't get a vote in your finances unless they are giving you money and telling you, okay, this is how I want you to spend it. Then they don't have a vote. It's your money. You get to make the budget. You get to decide. They don't get a vote. Their opinion doesn't matter. It doesn't. So you are the one that get to decide what is important. Alrighty. Hello friends, I posted here a few months ago about my desire to pay off my credit card debt. Okay, and you paid off $26,000. It looks like. Excellent. Starting January this year with well over $25K in credit card debt between 3 cards. It was challenging at times during the year, but I so badly wanted those cards gone. Overcame my impulsive spending too. Excellent. Yesterday I paid off the final $3K of credit card debt and I couldn't be happier. Excellent. I was unfortunately laid off from my job last month, so I hemmed and hawed about taking the money from savings. Well, it shouldn't be taken. You should still have $1,000 emergency fund. But ultimately decided if I didn't spend it on the debt, there was a chance I would do something dumb with it. So yeah, that's not good if you didn't have the $1,000 emergency fund still. You should always have the $1,000 emergency fund, even when paying off debt. Still have a ways to go and need a job, but for 2024, I would like to pay off my car, then started on my student loans. I just want to say, if this is anyone's first day, that it's so worth it in the end to see those $0 balances, knowing I want to be more responsible with the car. What more responsible? Where is it? With the cards going forward. Well, the way to be responsible with them is to not have them. So if you want to follow Dave's advice, you won't have them anymore. After you pay them off, you will close them. I was offered an upgrade on one of the cards to a travel card, which I accepted. Yeah, so, I mean, it's great that you paid off the debt, but you having it means you're going to run up the debt again, probably. Statistics say you will run up debt again and not just keep it and then pay it off every single month. Now that I understand how to budget and how the cards work, I plan to use the card for gas, groceries, and other bills, and collect the miles to help a trip next summer, says everyone that still gets in trouble with credit cards. Even though they say, I'm going to pay it off every month. Guess what? Something happens, and then you don't pay it off that 1 month, and then it snowballs the bad way. good luck to everyone, no matter where you are in your journey, and please pray I find a job soon. I pray you find a job soon, but if you don't find a job as quick as you want, how are you going to live? Are you going to put money on credit cards and go back into debt? That would be dumb. Get a job quick. Even if you think it's beneath you, you can always look for another job later. Don't wait too long to start working again, because it's not a perfect job. 401k privacy concern. Hi everybody. This is what long jumping underscore ask underscore 5523. I might be very confused about the whole topic, okay? I'm a saver and have always stashed money away in IRAs, okay? Hopefully a Roth, if it's for retirement. The last 2 years, I've tried switching to saving in a 401k, and it has already turned into a decently large sum. Great. I really don't like the idea of my boss knowing how much I have stashed away, especially if it becomes a significant part of my net worth. Everybody that works at the company is there. You think he's going through and checking how much you have? I don't know that the boss cares about what you have that much. Can I roll over into my IRA while continuing to work for him? No. If you take it out of the 401k, you would have to pay taxes on it, and perhaps penalties as well. Yeah, I think penalties as well if you're not retirement age. Is it just up to the custodian? And would that be my boss or the financial institution? I believe that would be the financial institution. You do normally have a person in HR that like deals with it, but I don't think they're the custodian. I don't know, they might be. And that's one of the things I don't know. But I've never had any situation where I needed to do that. But again, that's not advised to do, because a 401k, you pay taxes on the growth, not on the contribution. So that's a tax-free going into the 401k. And then if you take it out of there and roll it, then you have to pay the taxes on it. So, and let's see, company's rather small and probably doesn't have more than 12 people enrolled in the 401k. Boss be considered CEO and also head of HR. I've seen posts suggesting that the heads of HR will have access to this info for compliance reasons. Is that correct, or are they just misinformed? I mean, it's possible, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because, like you said, doesn't have more than 12 people. So if there's 12 people, do you think he's gonna keep tabs on all 12 of them? I better check to see how much that is and see how that can benefit me somehow. I think you're too concerned about it. I mean, if it's really that much of a problem, you can roll it over into an IRA, but you will have to pay taxes on the amount and possibly and penalties as well. Jedi Fed, post debt-free screen. We finally did it. Excellent. Might fall into debt on December 5th or 6th, 1 or 2 days before my next paycheck. What? My budget has spending about $500 over the period of 2 weeks. What? Paid off the last of my credit card to cover the bills that I paid over the last 2 weeks. We have $454 to last us till December 7th. We used up the last of our emergency fund to eliminate my student loan in October. That's not how that works. You're supposed to have a $1,000 emergency fund. You're doing it wrong, Jedi Fed. It might fall into debt. That's not how it works. See, that's why you keep the student loan. You don't eliminate the student loan and then take out more debt. You could just pay off the student loan slower. Technically, I haven't finished either baby step 1 with the, yeah, so you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. What else do we have here? What do you? I don't see like a question here at all. Okay, War and Peace here on everything. Medical debt got settled. Okay, we just wanted to share. Oh, and wanted to encourage those who are still on the path. Great. But you're not on the path. You're doing it wrong. You're doing what you want to do. And so I would advise that you do the baby steps. That would be a good idea. This is what has millions of documented success stories doing this. Anything that you're doing has no such track record. So, person just wanted to share everything that they did, which is fine. That's what the internet's for, among other things. Davey488, what would Dave do? Flare, and hopefully this will be a situation where they actually want to know what Dave would do, since they picked to put this flare on it. I don't like to talk about my flare. Is a career more important than money? I don't know what that means. Interview recently, does you mean you don't like it? Or you mean setting up, like taking a lower paying job to set up more of a career than getting a lot of money right now for this job that may be temporary, that kind of thing? Let's see, job offer, incredibly low salary. I've been applying to be a FA. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's several flight attendant. Several airlines, they pay for this company. Is bottom tier, possibly the lowest of the industry. I wanted to work on a major carrier, but no success. There's less than 1% chance of getting an offer there. Salary with the company I applied to is $24,000. You can make that in retail. So no. The mainline carriers pay $34,000 a year. By comparison, that would be better. Neither is a little right, so you know that. So what makes you think that that would be approved by anybody as a plan? Realistically, I find the page that pays around $60,000 by next year. Yeah, I'm sure you can. Committed to pursuing a flight attendant career, even though you said the wages are below cost of living, livable wage. You're still going to do that? The only thing I want from a financial is a paid off home that Wells Fargo can kick me out of, a car that capital. Yeah. But you can't do that if you don't have a livable wage. So if you insist upon chasing it anyway, then you may be in trouble. You may run into issues with that. Good luck on that. Unfortunately, you can't do two opposing things at the same time. You need to have the livable wage, or you need to not have the livable wage and have a livable wage. No, not have the livable wage and be doing what you want to do. But that doesn't work because the wage is not livable. It's not just you got to scrimp, it's not livable, is what you said. Your words, not mine. Acceptable word, 3404. I think we had another one of this person earlier, didn't we? If I add 2 external bank accounts to my $1 budget as a fund, how does paycheck planning know not to pull or count those dollars? I don't know. Again, every dollar, I don't use that, so I am no help to anybody on the every dollar. Cauliflower, top 2464, looking for advice? I have some for you. Wife and I just paid off our home. Aside from $6,000 in student loans, we're debt free. My question is, I'm self-employed and need space for a shop. Okay, you shouldn't pay off the house when you have student debt, so you're doing it wrong. And now you're going to try to borrow money to buy a shop. It's work I've been doing out of the 2-car garage, and it needs to stay out of the 2-car garage until your business brings in enough to pay for the shop. I can either run a shop at 2K if you're bringing in that much money, plus a month. Oh, 2K plus per month, or buy another 400K home for about 2.5. No, the home I'd get to keep, not the rental property. Is this a good idea? No, you are not allowed to buy investment property, rental property, business property on a mortgage. So no. I mean, technically, I mean, you're already doing your own thing by paying off the house before the $6,000 in student loans for some weird reason. So, I mean, if that's your plan, go ahead and do it. That's not what Dave Ramsey would recommend. He would recommend the 7 baby steps. This person did not put what would Dave do flair, so maybe he didn't really care what Dave would think, just wants somebody to weigh in. Dan13 threat, this is a frequent poster on here. Baby step 2 flare, pausing. Baby step 2 to prepare for a baby. How much cash? Indefinite. Hi all, my wife and I are currently expecting a baby in 7 months. Only remaining debt is $125K in student loans, not including our mortgage. Our annual gross income is between $215K and $230K. I know Dave says to pause baby step 2 while you're expecting a baby and just stack up cash. Yes, you just stack up cash. You keep stacking up cash. Is it better to 1, save a set amount no matter your income? No. Or are we essentially doing baby step 3 during this time? No, you're not doing either. You're saving money in case you need it for something involving baby or mother. That is called stork mode, and that is when you would pause the baby steps. Also, like losing a job would be another example. Pausing baby step. If it's option 1 and it's not option 1, not the set amount. So no, that is not how you do it. So what you do is you just keep saving a buttload of cash, and hopefully you don't need any of it. And mom and baby will come home, and then you have all that cash, and then you apply that to your student loans at that time. So it's still going to go to the debt. It's just not going to go to it right now in case you need it for said baby or mother. Clarin02, baby step 4, step 4, all right. Hello, Ramsey folk. I'm currently ending step 2 and I am a type A planner. Okay, great. I own a townhome. I'm a single mom with 1 child. In the future, I am thinking 3 to 5 years. I will need to buy a bigger home. Mine is a 2-2 loft style. I don't know what kind that is, which I love, but yeah, not big enough for us long term. That is false. I don't know what that is. Let's take a look, shall we? Let's see what we got. 2. Where's the freaking, there it is. 2-2 loft style. I believe the 2-2 loft style, what is it? Is that 2 bedroom, 2 bath? Is that what that is? Then, hey, guess what? If it's got 2 bedrooms and it's got 2 bathrooms and there's just 2 of you, then guess what? Single mom with 1 child, then yes, that is big enough for you long term. Yes. Now, granted, if you were to meet a nice man and want to get married, that kind of thing, then I could see where that would not be big enough. But currently, with the current situation, And again, here, I will need to buy a bigger house. You don't need anything. I mean, you need, you need the basic necessities of life. You need shelter, but 1 bedroom per person is acceptable. So the question is, in baby step 4, if you already own a home, am I taking that money and applying it towards the mortgage? Yes, you will get it back when you sell it. Or saving a new down payment. Am I supposed to do both at the same time? You can, but since you don't know, you're not sure exactly when you're moving. You're saying 3 to 5 years, and always in motion is the future, as Yoda says. And so we don't know what's going to happen. So if you put it all on the mortgage, again, you'll get it back when you sell the current property. You'll get all of it back. And if you end up not moving, you're closer to paying it off. So would it make more sense to put a large amount towards paying down the mortgage instead? Yeah, well, you would put, So put it all towards it. And then you can apply that money when you sell it to the down payment on the new, bigger home that you need. In this case, you don't. In this person's humble opinion. Acceptable word, 3404, third post, I think. With 5 external accounts, set up more every dollar, buy. Andy Berg, 79, fire. No time to wallow in the mire. And a love becomes a funeral pyre. When do come on, baby, light my fire? I was gonna say, when do I get to the word fire in that? Or, ready, on fire, desire. All right, fixed income, retire early. Man, 44, and wife, 43, paid off house. Estimated value is $800,000. We have $400,000 in 401k, small pensions. It's PENS, IONS, around 500. What should we aim for in savings to retire by 55? It depends on what your expenses are. Where your expenses will be in retirement, which we don't know. But let's see, 44 and 43, at least be doing 15% of gross. But since your house is paid off, you can invest more. So if you want to make sure you have a lot, and you can adjust it as you go, as you get closer. If you realize you got, I got a ton in there, I don't need to be putting this much, I don't need to be contributing this much to retirement because we're good. So, sorry about that. So I don't know. Again, don't know what your expenses are. So I'm not gonna wade through 93 comments to try to find out in case. Andy Berg 79. Put that in there somewhere else. Orange Flamingo. Okay, Orange Flamingo. Debt free. Just wrote a big check to pay off our home. Excellent. We are debt free. We've been through years with little to no margin and barely able to get by on our income. In fact, we joked that we didn't need to budget because we already said no, right? To everything. Great. Thankful for the encouragement, discipline, and for all those battling right now. Keep your head down, focus clearly on the end goal, and do the next right thing day after day, day by day. Oh, sweet Lord, 3 things I pray. You can and will do it. Absolutely. Congratulations. Life insurance, Jingle Bell Peanut. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell nut. Life insurance. Do you follow Dave's 10 to 12 times salary rule for life insurance? Now, what's wrong with that rule? If yes, what does that look like for you? If no, what total do you choose? Well, if you do 10 to 12 times your salary for life insurance, then when invested, that pulls in your exact income. That replaces your salary. Because S&P 500 makes 10 to 11% annually, average. And so that replaces your salary. So yeah, that would be the dealio, 10 to 12 times. Alone parking 6771. Traditional versus Roth 401k versus taxable brokerage account. Well, so the Roth 401k is going to be the best deal. So here's how it works. Let me get my fingers out so I can do this. Match first, because that's 100% return on investment. You contribute the amount that they will match, and then they put that amount in too. That's 100% return on investment. So that always wins first. Match first, no matter what it's in, which would be a traditional. So funny story, even if you have a Roth 401k, and if they offer a match, the match, by law, they can't put that into the Roth 401k, so you additionally have to have a traditional 401k. So it's a match, Roth, traditional is how that works. So, and what the Roth part does is that lets you get tax-free growth instead of tax-free contributions. And the reason you want tax-free growth is that the contributions will be way less than the amount of growth. So let's, for example, see here. Let's start at 30. Let's say you have nothing to begin with, and to contribute monthly, let's say you will, let's see, 583 used to, I think it's 625 now, will max a Roth IRA account, 7,500 a year. That's for if you are 7,500 a year if you are 50 or older. So, but I'll go ahead and just use that as an arbitrarily sum. And then, oh look, S&P 30-year return on the S&P 500 has been roughly 10 to 12%. Look at that. Despite what anybody else says, and they often say, well, what, you got to factor in inflation and blah, 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 blah. No, you don't. Unless you factor in inflation every time you go to the grocery store, anytime you talk about the price of anything, unless you factor in inflation, then by all means go ahead. But normal people don't do that. So let's leave that at 10. We'll go low right there for 10. And so after 37 years, you have put in $277,500 worth of contributions, and the growth has been $2,634,893. $2,634,893. I know math. Dollars. And so that's 90% of the total. And which one do you want to pay taxes on? You want to pay taxes on this $277,500? Or you want to pay taxes on this $2 million? Exactly. So that is the reason for that. So match Roth, and that is Roth 401k. Now, a lot, like if your employer only offers a traditional, Then the advice would be to do the match if the employer offers a match for your traditional 401k. Then you would do that first again because that's 100% return on investment. So you definitely do the match. And then you would do a Roth IRA outside. And you open that by yourself. That's a personal account, not a employer offered account. So you would do the Roth IRA. And then if you still weren't at your 15% of gross income, you would go back to the traditional 401k. Now, if you have a Roth 401k, you can max that out. And if you don't exceed the contribution limits for the year, then you can just do that, and you don't have to open a Roth IRA. If you're 15%, by the end of the year, it's going to exceed the Roth 401k contribution limits, which is the same as a traditional 401k contribution limits. If that's going to exceed that, then you can open a Roth IRA if you need to. But otherwise, just the Roth 401k is fine. So let's see, currently I have a Roth, so you're doing it wrong. Where I'm contributing 6%, also got a Roth IRA for dividend focused income. Okay, whatever. We don't chase dividends, just chase the overall returns. Chasing dividends can end up being less overall returns. So be careful about that. And a taxable brokerage account with Robinhood, where I aim to max out the Roth IRA. Roth IRA and a taxable brokerage account where I aim to. Okay, so bad phrasing there. So you're not going to max out the Roth IRA in the taxable brokerage account with Robinhood. So that should have been like a different sentence, because you have these two, and then I aim to max out the Roth IRA. Okay, stocks in my taxable were from when I started over a year ago, so even if I exit those positions, likely we'll be getting the long-term capital gains or tax loss harvested. Okay, would it be a good idea to keep my 401k Roth? Yes. See the amount of tax. Whoops, where is it? Right there. You want to pay taxes on $277,500, or you want to pay taxes on over $2.5 million worth of tax. So again, match, then Roth, then back to traditional. And the tax-free contributions is better than just putting it in a taxable brokerage account. So taxable brokerage accounts would come in where you have already maxed out both the 401k and the IRA. Or it could be also taxable brokerage account could be if you are using the market to save for a purchase as well. So, but for retirement, it should be in either a 401k or an IRA. Again, unless those are maxed out and you want more retirement. You know, this is Acura. They tried to make it look like a post. Isn't that fun? An ad that they're trying to do that. All right. Didn't fool me though. The jitterbug. The jitterbug. Bling. My gray skies out of my way. Okay. Jitterbug 26. Caller advised by financial advisor to move $1.4 million from 401k to Roth. Rachel and John took the call, and while I like both of them best after Dave, it was obvious they were in over their heads on this one. Don't know why the screener accepted this call for them. Well, I think they would know on that. It depends on the the account holder's situation. Because the problem, just as previously as discussed, previously on Ramsey Coach, moving $1.4 million out of a 401k to a Roth would create a tax event on $1.4 million. So, and penalties as well, depending on if the caller isn't retirement age. So let's see, caller went to financial advisor, so his friends used, which also at a big bank, right? FA wants to roll 100%. Financial advisor wants to roll 100% of his 1.4 million over to a Roth. He was very hard to understand. Honestly, couldn't tell if he had an accent or was just talking too fast or both. But I think that was also a huge factor in regards to digging deeper. Richard did ask if the financial advisor told him how much the taxes would be, and he said no. Yeah, that's a big thing. But he would be paying a fee. He would be paying a fee and taxes. Rachel asked if he was going into mutual funds. The caller answered in a way where I felt he didn't even know what a mutual fund was. And that happens. He said it as if it was the name of a stock. Yeah, that happens because some people say, oh, I have that invested in my 401k. And they say, well, okay, well, what do you have it invested in? Inside the 401k. Oh, it's in the 401k. They just think the 401k is the investment. The 401k is just the account type. It's the investment account type that you have, and that was established by paragraph 401, subsection K of the law that established it. And so, where was I in my head? Yeah, so it would depend on you have to, the investments go into that type of account. So, and the investments, it can be mutual fund, can be index fund is a mutual fund as well. It can be single stocks. It can be, whatever. It can be other things as well. But those are the most popular, obviously. But yeah, you have to, if you just put money in a 401k, that's not going to make any money. I mean, it'll make, regular like bank type interest. 1% a year or something like that. It's not going to make you a bunch of money because you have to take that money that's inside the account and then buy mutual funds is what we would suggest. And then the mutual funds get a return on investment that is higher than the if you had just cash in it. So yeah, a lot of people don't know that, and again, he would have that tax event, and so there would have to be a good reason. Like he would have to be financially able to take the hit on the taxes, and probably have to be pretty young, because he does have to make that up as well. He can make that up by having the tax-free growth. See, like for example, let's just use this again since we have it. So, $277,500, and so he would have to pay the taxes on, you pay the taxes on the amount of your contributions. So say after, it just depends on what the amount of the contributions are, and that's what you have to pay the taxes on. But again, they're also, if you're not retirement age, there would be penalties as well. And you're all on top of that, you also have to pay said financial advisor for their expert opinion on what to do. So yeah, unfortunately didn't. Yeah, I heard a little bit of that call, I think, or at least was watching the chat while that was happening. But yeah, that's generally it. Again, it depends on. I mean, it could be a good move, like I said, if he's younger and has more time to make that tax-free growth, then sure, why not? Oh, yeah, and like I said, he also has to be in the position where he can take the hit on the tax implications, because then that will give him a lower retirement portfolio than he has now, because some of it's going to be taken away in taxes. So like it'll take like 1.4 million, so it'll take that down to 1 million or something. I don't know. It depends on what the contributions were and what the taxes will be and penalties, and of course the fee charged by said financial advisor. Tasmaniac 610. All right, this happens sometimes. Not sure which baby step I'm on. Well, I mean, it's pretty easy, and I'll give my opinion after I read this to see what's going on. But a lot of times with finances, people are just too close to their own situation. Did my chair slip down, I think? Yeah. They're too close to their own situation that they can't think about it clearly. Like, for example, and a lot of people do the same thing with the baby steps. It's very simple language. It should be easy to understand. But people are like, like say somebody makes $200,000 a year. Now, and then you're going to tell them, oh, you're in baby step 2, and that's after saving $1,000. They may already have $10,000 in savings, but because they have debt, they would be in step 2, and they get a mental block because they don't want to be in such a low step, that kind of thing. But it's not wanting to realize the truth. Some of it is, and some of it, again, like I said, you're just too close to your own situation to think about it clearly. And that doesn't happen just with money. That happens with interpersonal relationships and so forth. You're just too close to the situation where, like, if, for example, if a male is treating a female badly, that female may be taking more of that than she should. But if it was happened to her sister, she would tell them, "Oh, you need to get away from that kind of thing." So it's hard for some people to realize what's going on with them because, like I said, they're too close to the situation to think about it clearly. All right, but I will be able to tell you, promise. Household income, non-mortgage debt, 0. Okay, so that means past step 2, as long as they have $1,000 in savings, mortgage. Savings $3,000, so they already have $160K into retirement. Need to bulk up that emergency fund. So on paper, I'm on baby step 3. Hey, you figured it out. So then why do you think you need to? Yeah, that's not how it works. You don't make headway on baby step 4 while you're on step 3. You finish step 3 first. However, wife and I generally share a car that's old, needing $4K in repairs, and generally not great for our next day. A 20-year-old pickup worth $7K. We don't need utility. In a year or 2, we'll need 2 good cars once we have our first kid. You don't know if you're going to have a kid. You don't know. You can plan it, but you don't know. So don't buy a car that's for a kid right now. Don't do that. Do I take out a loan? No, you do not take a loan. If you're wondering what baby step you're on, then you're not taking out a loan, dummy. Then I'll tell you exactly what step you're on. If you're thinking about taking out a loan, you're still on baby step 0, which is where you decide you're not going to take out loans anymore for cars and anything other than a house that you live in. Stupid. Knock out that like I'm on baby step 2. You are on baby step 2. What do you mean like you're on baby step 2? This has got to be a joke, right? Got to be a joke. Then do it again for the second car? Or do I save for 3 months expenses on baby step 3? Yes. And run the risk of emptying the savings in the future if the car dies, or you get the emergency fund first. That car is working. I mean, if it needs 4K in repairs, if that's cosmetic, if it will still run, if it will run long enough for you to finish emergency fund, and you can stop, you can put all your $1,500 towards that. Do not put more money into retirement yet. Stop retirement temporarily while you get on the steps. See, this is not fitting the steps to your life. This is you putting your life into the steps. You are the one that's changing here. If you if you didn't need to change, you wouldn't be on this website. If everything was working fine for you, see, you have a problem, see? So if there was no problem, then you wouldn't be on air, and then you could just do whatever you were going to do. But the problem is that you're doing it wrong. So you're on baby step 0 because you're still thinking about taking out loans for cars. 45 comments. I'm sure somebody mentioned that perhaps more delicately than I did. What up, AJ? Oh, no beard. Yes, you saw that. You noticed. Good job. How's it going, AJ? How long ago did he do that? Oh, it was just 3 minutes ago. Maybe he's still listening. All right. That's great, AJ. How is your life and stuff? Did I finish with that one? Yeah, so I figured out what baby step he's on. He's on 0. Because he's still thinking about, do I take out a loan I used on the Civic or something? All right. Because he doesn't have any non-mortgage debt now, but he wants to get into some for some reason. He wants to take out a loan and keep investing. Weird. So he just doesn't understand, I guess. I mean, it's possible. You never know. Could be troll. Could be actual, just out of his mind, not understanding. Paying off car. I have roughly 23K remaining balance on my car, which I bought last year at 3.99% interest rate. Before you ever heard of Dave Ramsey, hopefully. I have fully funded emergency fund for 6 months. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. See, let's see. I have a balance on my car. That seems suspiciously like non-mortgage debt. All debt, pay off all debt except the house. So that seems like you're in step 2. So should you have the full emergency fund yet? The answer is negatory, good buddy. So you're doing it wrong. Also about 10K on savings and 5K cash. It also doesn't say save $1,000. Also save your full emergency fund. Also save a little bit extra on that while you still have debt. It doesn't say any of that on there. So next plan is to save a down payment. Well, you're trying to do a lot of savings before you have debt, and the idea is to not buy a house while you have debt. And while you don't have a fully funded emergency fund, because that house will not be a blessing if you do that. So again, you're doing it wrong. Exceptional reboot, baby step 2 player. AJ doing great, just living the 456 dream. Excellent, sir. Excellent. How was your Thanksgiving? So we travel to see family for the holidays in baby step 2. What would Dave do? Dave would probably take a hashtag season off of seeing family for the holidays. Just starting baby steps and baby step 2. 15,000 credit card debt and 20,000 student loans. We bring them $1,200 a month. Have 190,000 in IRAs at 52 years old. Alrighty, and 3 kids, mortgage, 529. We stopped all investing and are using every dollar. Okay, great. Find ourselves overspending the budget and still using credit cards. Well, then if you're gonna do that, then you're not following the baby steps, so it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what anybody thinks about this. If you're not gonna follow the steps, then why ask a question what you should do if you were following the steps? Because you're not doing it. 1,000 miles away from family, usually visit twice a year. This year, it shouldn't be that way. If you cared, but you don't care because you're doing your own thing. So you can choose to do your own thing. You don't have to ask. Running through, let's see, question about Randomly Plus subscription. Simple question. I already have within the past 2 weeks purchased the yearly subscription every dollar and now want to purchase FPU. Well, I have to pay the entire $99 for the year Ramsey Plus, or will they just bill the $20 difference? That is a good question. I would think look on the website or the Every Dollar app and look to see if they have any links in there for FPU or something like that to add FPU to that. Because they may have a special add-on rate for that if you already subscribe to Every Dollar. That's what I think would be the easiest way to do that, where like you don't have to buy it separately and then get refunded or something like that. So it seems to me that they could put an upgrade, a per piece upgrade, like if you let's see, if you had Ramsey Plus, you would already have the Every Dollar inside it, so they wouldn't have to have anything where you would add to that. But for going from just Every Dollar to Ramsey Plus, then you would have to do that. Great, just I hope yours was good. Did you see the kids? I did not. Refraining, just like this person here. Should we travel to see family for the holidays? In baby step 2, I'm not in baby step 2, but I am trying to save money so that I can move back, get a new apartment, and be covered in case I don't get a job right away as well. So I did not go see them. I did talk to them though. Oh, let's see. $1 app for the UK. This is Sailard. She, I believe it's a she. And she mentions this often in the Ramsey Show chat that she would like all of the Ramsey stuff for the UK. Let's call it every pound. Okay, that's cute. I don't think a zero-based budgeting app actually exists on this side of the pond at all. Really? Certainly nothing that links with bank accounts in the same way. Anyway, got a suggestion for a decent alternative for us UK fans. I don't think you can even download the free version that doesn't link to your bank. I don't know if you can do that or not. If you can do that, just do that and have it not link, and you just have to enter in the transactions, which is good. That makes you more knowledgeable of everything you're spending. But other than that, there's like YNAB that you need a budget. Again, I don't know if it connects to your bank. I don't know of any other one that connects to the bank. I'm sure there's some budget apps that do that, though. So I hope we can see that. Probably it will be in about 11 months. This time next year should be there. This from deleted because 169 comments. Got too hot. Let's see. How do I save up a down payment for a down payment? Is 2 words for a 15-year loan. So I'm completely on the Ramsey plan. I'm so dedicated that I don't have a credit score, and I'm planning to go with Churchill Mortgage for manual underwriting or some other service. I would say I'm in baby step 3B. Although I have an emergency fund of 6 months expenses. You're doing it wrong then. So again, why do people insist on saying, well, I'm in this step, but I'm doing it wrong? So why do you bother to say what step you're on? Just ask for advice how to save for a loan. But anyway, 6 months expenses. Yeah, that's not how it works. Oh, no, it is. So you're not. Yeah, oh, okay. No, you do have to do that first. I apologize to this person. I don't know what I was thinking of, because they don't have any debt. I'm assuming. Doesn't say that. I'm assuming no debt. So yeah, you're doing it right. You're supposed to have the emergency fund, and if you decide you want 6 months, that's fine. So yes, that's good. Have about $8K of take home, and my rent is $850 a month in DC. Yay, roommates. All right, yeah, DC is no joke. The DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia is no joke. That area is very expensive. My question is how to do save for the house. Okay, so I already see what the answer is going to be here. How do you save up for a house? Is from that 8K, I pay $850 on rent. $850 on rent, and the DMV is approved. That's fine. Yay, roommates, like you said. You're the one that has to live with them. I don't. Okay, so here's what we do. All the rest of the stuff, or some of it, is going to go away. Like, for example, $1,000 on food, Ubers, entertainment. Almost all of that goes bye-bye. I mean, you got to have a little bit for food, but eat at home. Don't have entertainment. Do free entertainment. Get fewer Ubers. Do you not have a car in the DMV? So that's the interesting thing to me, because people with cars sometimes get Ubers. I don't know why. 2,600 on investing in my future. This is 22% of my pre-tax income per year. Hopefully that's 15% of gross, which is the advice, and that's what you should be doing. But you can put that 22% of your pre-tax, you can put that instead on your down payment. You can take 3 years off of investing to save up a larger down payment faster, which you will need in the DMV, because houses are expensive there. 150 for health reasons. Okay, we'll leave that alone. 240 on recurring payments. Okay, I'm going to assume that's electric and water and such. $1,000 for travel and travel saving. Okay, again, stop it. That $1,000 can go to the down payment. How do you save up for a down payment on a 15-year loan? Yeah, you don't do this crap that you're doing. And that gives me approximately $2,400 to $2,000 a month each month for extra saving. That's great if that's gonna, yeah, 24K a year to save. So it would take me 4 years to maybe crack 100K, right? Unless you quit spending money on some of this other crap. Yes. Do I try to go faster and harder? That's up to you. If you're fine with taking 4 years to crack 100K, in which house prices may go up, then sure, go ahead, knock yourself out. On one hand, if I took investing down to 15%, you can take it again. You can take it down to 0 and cut trips. I could maybe save up 120K in 3 years. Yep. And then maybe I could get a cheap condo and a 15-year mortgage. But do I really want to do another 3 years of not traveling? Well, you are the one that has to decide this. Why are you asking us then? How do you save it? You know how to save it. You already know that. There's no like shortcuts and tricks around it. You have to not spend money on one thing in order to have it for the other thing. That's the simple fact of life. 37 years old, and it feels like I'm losing my youth. Yeah, I can see that, living with roommates at 37. Sure. And I want to live and enjoy life while I still have the energy. Well, then do what you want to do. And do I really want to miss out on investing when these earlier years are so important? Also, I'm also not sure if a house would make me happier, but I do want to get out of constantly renting. Also, even if I did get a condo, paying it off early would mean staying frugal for even longer. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, looking for a second opinion on this plan. I've given you mine. Your problem is you don't know what you want. You need to decide what you want. Set up a percentage of what you want, and then out of 100, take 100% of all your extra money, including what you're investing now. And so you take 100, it'll add up to 100, apply that to 100, and you bust up that 100 into saying, well, I want to make sure I'm investing about 20%. So it's like you're taking everything that you could possibly be saving for a down payment, and then bust up that by the percent, and then that'll tell you how much to do in each thing. Easy, it's math. 169 comments. So, but yeah, you haven't decided what you want yet. So that is the main problem there, which that often does happen on the Ramsey show. Let's see. Oh, AJ said, I hope so. Hitting the sack. He is waking up early for the Texans game, and that is so good for him. Because that means his team is currently winning some games and such. David Lawn, 2023, investing in brokerage accounts. Hello, everyone. What time is it? I even forgot to. Oh my goodness gracious! I've done an hour and a half already. I'm new to Dave Ramsey investing and want to do my best to get it right. I need to choose a brokerage account. Any suggestions after I choose what are the 4 types of funds to invest in, as he describes? Thanks in advance. Well, if you are investing for retirement, then you wouldn't do a brokerage account. I mean, it's at a brokerage, but like if your employer offers a match, you should do that first. And then a Roth IRA, unless your employer offers a Roth 401k, and then you can just invest the rest in there after doing the match, if there is one. If there's not a match and your employer, doesn't offer a 401k, then you can open a Roth IRA and max that out every year. And that probably alone may not be enough to hit your 15% of gross income. And so at that point you would want to, then you would open a non-tax advantage brokerage account. That would be the time to do that. And you can do that at any brokerage that you've heard of. I use Fidelity. If they go out of business, don't sue me. what is it? Charles Schwab. Why can't I think of any other ones at the moment? Drawing a blank. I can't think of any other ones at the moment. Drawing a blank. Charles Schwab. But the 4 types of funds to invest in is, he calls them like, what is it? Growth, aggressive growth, growth in income, and international. And what those actually are more commonly referred to as small cap, mid cap, large cap, and international. And so those are the types. To the chagrin of everyone, Dave Ramsey does not tell you exactly what mutual funds to get. You have to get those on your own. You have to hire an investing professional to teach you about it and advise you about it, or all the information is on the internet on every single mutual fund, so you can compare them yourself and pick them yourself if you would like to do so. But that's the dealio on that. Should I go? Yeah, I think I'll call that a day. Why not? I'll call that a day. That's a good hour and a half, and that's not bad. I didn't cough after the initial burst. I didn't cough as much as I had been. I can feel a good one coming though, so let's try to go ahead and go through this. And that the lighting from the screen in front of me and the screen over there, that seems to be lighting me fine. I don't need the webcam light anymore, I guess. Cool. I am Coach Steve Money, and I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. And if you've got money problems, or you just want to make sure you're on the right track, you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation / assessment with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. These links are in the chat, in the video description below, and also in front of your face right there. And that appointment will take place over video conferencing, so you can be anywhere in the world and still get my opinion, which is Dave's opinion, on what you should do with your money. You can email me about coaching or anything else on my YouTube channel, CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. Donations go to paypal.me/CoachSteveMoney. You can add me on the gram at Coach Steve Money. Of course, this YouTube channel is youtube.com/CoachSteveMoney. And upcoming streams, again, I will be doing Ramsey Show After Show on December 7th and the 19th. And what else do we got? This show is Ramsey Coach with Coach Steve Money, and I do this Saturday nights at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And I've been playing a game called Deliver Us Mars. And it's a pretty cool game, and I will be streaming that a little bit later. Probably going to have a little bit of a late dinner, and then I will be back online and streaming that game. Alrighty. Make smart financial decisions every day, and thank you so much for watching. Watching is a smart financial decision you can do. So that's a pretty easy one as well. Bye.